When I look back now, it almost feels unreal how everything shifted when my daughter, Emily, came back home and we ended up sharing my small room. It wasn't something I had planned, and it certainly wasn't the kind of arrangement most people would call comfortable. But sometimes life has a way of putting you into situations that test your patience, your love, and even your ability to see blessings in disguise. I was 42 when this all started. Emily, my only daughter, had just turned 19 and was trying to find her place in the world. She had graduated high school and decided to take a break before college. She tried working part-time jobs, living with friends for a while, and searching for independence. But after some struggles, financially and emotionally, she came back to me, her mother. I was already living in a small rented apartment, barely managing my bills after my divorce, so when Emily asked if she could stay, I didn't hesitate, even though I knew space would be tight. Our apartment had just one small bedroom. Until then, it was my personal space, my refuge after long shifts at work. But the moment Emily returned, I knew we'd have to share it. I gave her half the closet, moved my nightstand closer to the wall, and made room for her twin bed beside mine. The beds were so close you could stretch your arm and touch each other. At first, I thought it would be temporary, just until she figured things out. I never realized how deeply this simple arrangement would change us both. The first night felt almost surreal. Emily came in with her bags, dropped them on the floor, and looked around the cramped space with raised eyebrows. "Mom, this room is small," she said honestly, not trying to hurt me but just stating the obvious. I laughed and shrugged. "Well, it's what I can afford. We'll make it work." She sighed but then smiled and hugged me. That moment gave me a strange warmth inside, a reminder that no matter how difficult the space, the love we had could fill it. The first week was easy enough. Emily helped me cook, we sat on our beds at night and talked, and it felt like having a roommate. But as time went on, our different habits began to clash. She liked staying up late with her laptop glowing, while I preferred to sleep early after my shifts. She left clothes scattered sometimes, while I needed neatness to keep the small space manageable. We argued about little things, the noise, the lights, the dishes. One night, after a particularly stressful day at work, I snapped at her. "Emily, if you want to live here, you have to respect my space too." My voice came out sharper than I intended. She looked hurt. "I didn't ask for this either, Mom. I'm trying, but it feels like I can't do anything right." She turned away, and for the first time since she moved back, we slept in silence, backs facing each other. That night, in the quiet of our tiny room, I wondered if I was failing her. I remembered how young she still was, still figuring out who she wanted to be, and how hard it must be for her to feel dependent again after trying to stand on her own. The next morning, I woke up to find a sticky note on my pillow. It read, "I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. I'll do better." My throat tightened as I read it. I wrote a reply on the back, "I'm sorry too. I love you more than anything." When she woke up, she saw it, and without a word, she hugged me. That was the moment something changed in both of us. We realized we weren't just sharing a room, we were learning how to share life again. After that, we found ways to adjust. Emily started using headphones at night so she could stay up without disturbing me. I gave her more freedom to decorate her side of the room. She strung up fairy lights, put pictures of her friends on the wall, and added a colorful blanket to her bed. Slowly, the room started to feel less like a cramped box and more like a place we both belonged. We laughed more, shared meals, and even had room picnics on the floor when we couldn't afford to go out. There were still challenges. Emily struggled with self-doubt, worrying about her future, feeling like she had failed by moving back home. I reminded her that life is not a straight line and that sometimes setbacks are just pauses before growth. One evening, she confessed, "Mom, I feel like I'm disappointing you." I held her hand and told her the truth. "You could never disappoint me. You're my daughter, and I'll always believe in you." Tears filled her eyes as she hugged me tightly. As months went by, our bond grew stronger than ever before. Sharing that small space forced us to communicate, to face conflicts instead of avoiding them, and to appreciate the little moments of peace. We celebrated her small victories together, like when she got hired at a coffee shop, and later when she enrolled in community college. I watched her confidence slowly return, And she, in turn, encouraged me to dream bigger, too. One of the most beautiful moments came on a rainy evening. We sat by the window, sipping tea, watching the droplets race down the glass. Emily leaned her head on my shoulder and whispered, "Mom, I think this was meant to happen. I didn't realize how much I needed this time with you." I smiled, tears stinging my eyes, and whispered back, "Me too, sweetheart." Eventually, Emily moved out again, this time on her own terms, with a job, with school, and with a clearer sense of purpose. The room felt empty without her, but my heart was full. I realized that those months in that small room had given us something priceless, a bond unshakable by space, time, or circumstance. Looking back, I see that it wasn't just about sharing a room. It was about learning patience, rediscovering love, and finding strength in togetherness. Our small room had been the backdrop of a story that changed everything, not just for her, but for me too. And if there's one thing I've taken from it, it's this: family isn't about the size of the house or the comfort of the space. It's about the love that fills it. And in our little room, love overflowed.